What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the next episode of Sports Talk with Hawk. I've got a brand new microphone. That's actually what I've been playing with over the last couple of days, trying to dial it in. And hopefully it works better. We'll see. So if sound goes in and out or has any issues during this one, I do apologize. But let's get the Browns and the Bengals training camp preview done. Here we go. All right, guys, welcome in. Here we go. We are almost done. We are almost done with the training camp previews, and we've got the rest of this week. It is really all that we have left. So here we go. Let's get it started. We are going to open up with the Cleveland Browns. Now, I told you guys I was not going to have a bunch of Shadur Sanders takes, and as usual, not lying to you guys, I am not going to do a bunch of Shadur Sanders takes. Here is the reality. The Cleveland Browns are not looking at this year. They are not looking for a bunch of improvement. They're not looking to really be able to compete. And honestly, who can blame them? They don't need to. This team needs to look at the future. Because of how they fleeced the Jacksonville Jaguars, it's still one of the dumbest trades that GM will probably ever make. Because of that trade, I honestly believe that the Browns are set up to really compete next year. And especially if they don't have to worry about trading to get the quarterback that they want. I fully believe that this team has players, but doesn't have enough all over the place. We've been talking about the first 6 weeks, so let's just go this way. I believe Joe Flacco starts. I think Shadur Sanders will come in week 3, week 4, whatever it may be. But the problem is the first 6 weeks is a nightmare stretch for a team like the Browns. Here are their first 6 games: Cincinnati, Baltimore, Green Bay, Detroit, Minnesota, across the pond, and then Pittsburgh. That's their first 6 games. When you go down the list of these games, I mean, honestly, just like with the Saints, where are the W's coming from? Beating Pittsburgh? Beating Miami? Maybe the Jets? I don't know where the victories are going to come from. I will tell you, I do not have my official predictions until August 27th will be the day I do my official predictions for the year. But I will give you a little teaser. I think the Browns, the over-under on 3.5 wins, I will take the under. Stefanski is a really good coach. I know Joe Flacco could play. The strongest position for them is the offensive line. I think Quinshon Judkins is an outstanding pickup. He's got to get smarter. He's definitely got to get smarter. But they don't have a real receiving threat outside of Jerry Jeudy. They have Njoku, which is good. They got Fan in the backup. But that means you're going to be running a lot of bigger 2 tight end sets. And I don't think you're going to be able to necessarily stay in the games with these teams you're going to be playing. It's just not going to work. So because of that, I mean, their offensive line is perfectly fine. I was looking at it and I'm like, I said with the Saints, they need to reboot everything. Absolutely reboot everything. The Browns don't really need to. So if we go to 2026, so you've got on here $19 million in cap space. If we go to 2026, they're already negative $36 million. How are you going to figure that one out? Negative $36 million. I'm really not sure how this works. I legitimately, I am not. So, with that being said, I believe you may sell off a couple of players expiring contracts if you can get something for Jack Conklin or Wyatt Teller. Maybe you make that move at the deadline if you're not sure you're going to be signing them long term. I think that's the way you go. The offensive line is really good. It's really deep. Stefanski has consistently made a great offensive line. He is the second best coach. It may be the number one coach in that division when it comes to building an offensive line because the Browns are always good on the offensive line. As far as the weakest position, though, it is the receiver. It's Jerry Jeudy. Bringing in Deontay Johnson will do nothing. Cedric Tillman, once again, nothing. Jamari Thrash, probably nothing. I mean, I can't wait for the defensive line. I want to see Mason Graham play. I want to see Myles Garrett be healthy with Mason Graham right next to him. I want to see that 1-2 punch. But the reality is I will bet the under 3.5 on the wins. I think they maybe get 2 wins throughout the year, and that is going to be it. I don't think they have the ability to really compete. Joe Flacco's too old. Shadur Sanders, just simple thing here. I watched him at Colorado. He throws a very lazy ball. Number one defenses will jump it quick, and he doesn't have any cupcakes on the schedule. So I don't see this team really being able to ever catch any footing. Now, a team that consistently has not gotten footing to start the year, the Cincinnati Bengals. This team needs a fast start. We're going to do the first 9 weeks. Their bye week is week 10, the absolute perfect week. Week 10. They open with Cleveland. Then they are home against Jacksonville. At Minnesota, at Denver, home against the Lions. At Green Bay, and then they have 3 home games in a row before their bye week. Pittsburgh, Jets, Bears. Back to back to back before their bye week. If you are the Bengals, those first 9 games, I would say you got to be 6-3. You play Baltimore twice and Buffalo after your bye week. And I'm sorry, Buffalo's better than you. And you're in Buffalo. You play Baltimore twice and in Buffalo. There's your 6 losses to go 11-6. I don't think you can go much below 11-6, 10-7. I think the AFC West is going to be able to beat itself up a little bit. So 10-7 will probably get you a wild card spot, but 11-6 definitely does. Success for this team is very simple. They have to make the playoffs. They missed the playoffs with one of the top 3 quarterbacks in the league last year. A top 3 quarterback missed the playoffs. I don't understand how. They've got turmoil around the business. They spent money on the receivers. They finally, got Shamar Stewart in the building. Hendrickson still isn't there. Hendrickson is still not there. And honestly, because of that, Um, I don't know how the season's going to play out. They do have a favorable first 4 games: Browns, Jags, Vikings, Denver. Denver on the road, probably going to lose on a Monday Night Football game. But they do have the ability to come out of those first 9 weeks 6-3. And if they do, I think they're set up well. If they come out of it 4-5, it's going to be an uphill battle. I mean, you're going to have to steal one from Baltimore. It's going to be an uphill battle. You need to come out of those first weeks 6-3. Now, what does their cap space look like? So they got $28.8 million this year, but next year they are at $51 million cap space. So they do have a little bit of room, but they're also the cheapest owners now. They just I don't get what this team is doing. I really don't. They got $51 million in cap space for next year. They could really use help on the offensive line. They could really use help on defense. I don't trust anything about what this organization does. That's just a very simple reality. I really don't. Their strongest position is flat out receiver: Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Andre. Won't even try to butcher his last name. You got Gesicki and Fant now at tight end. But your secondary is really, really weak. And this is where they lost games last year. You can't continually have to outscore teams. And I definitely don't believe if they have to outscore everybody that they're going to be strong enough to. Their back end is DJ Turner, Jordan Battle, Geno Stone, Cam Taylor-Britt, and Dax Hill. I looked at all the stats for last year. No wonder they let up so many. I mean, it was awful. The stats are absolutely ridiculous. Pass breakups, interceptions. I mean, the game against Will Levis and the Titans, hands down, was their best defensive game. And that's the game that we all saw Joe Burrow get pissed off at because he said they absolutely stunk that game and had horrible execution. Got a W, but wasn't happy with how they did it. That was their best defensive game last year. This defense is weak. I know they got Golden coming in. I think he's going to go back to college very, very soon because I don't believe it's going to be a great year for him. And I don't necessarily believe it's his fault. If they don't get Hendrickson figured out, that defensive line is not going to create enough pass rush at all. I don't see this working out great for them. Success, make the playoffs. Failure, go 7-10 and miss again. You miss the playoffs again. And you can't. You have Joe Burrow as your quarterback. You can't miss the playoffs. It can't happen. So, there you go. I told you this one was going to be faster. I told you this one was going to be a little bit quicker because I'm not going into all the storylines with the Browns. The reality is, I really don't think the Browns are going to do much. I will take the under 3.5 wins with the Browns. Spoiler alert, the Bengals, they've got to make plays. They have to make plays. If they don't, they are in trouble, and they have to start the season better than they have. They start 1-4, it's over. Their schedule is too tough to start 1-4 or even 2-2. Like, they need to start 3-1 in their first 4, 2-2. Maybe you can tread water. You go 1-3, it's over. This team will not be able to overcome that schedule and make the playoffs still. It's just what I feel right now. All right, guys. That is the AFC North in the books. We've got the NFC East and we've got the AFC West next week. 4 videos. And Super pumped about it. Got one more week, getting stuff set up for the live week starting August 25th. Cannot wait for that, obviously. So we got 4 more training camp videos to get done. I appreciate each one of you hanging out. Hopefully the microphone worked. I'll obviously go back and listen to it, but and keep tweaking it if I have to. But have an absolutely fantastic evening. Make it the best rest of the weekend that you can, and I will talk to you guys on Monday night. Until then, and until next time, for Sports Talk with Hawk, I am Hawk, and I'm out. Have a great evening.